This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.
And welcome back, everybody. She's back with us. She is a psychic medium. A lot of times we have questions like, how do they do what they do? What do they feel? What do they see? What's going on the other side potentially? We're going to dig into those questions today with Stacy, the psychic medium, back on the program, Professional of the Year. Hello there.
Good to see you as always.
Yeah, likewise.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it. Now, what's life like for you when you go to a grocery store, convenience store, whatever? Do you pick up things from people? Like what's happening there?
Yes, I do. Sometimes, and that's, once again, it's been a process, and it's been a process all these years. And like I said, I believe I was born with what I have and been experiences all along. I just didn't realize what I was experiencing. I've gone into grocery stores and, where some days are very, very active, where I'm getting literally, I have what they call clairaudience, where I hear things, and but I also occasionally see energy, but I'll see energy move in and out of people. But I'll have busy days where it's very active and they're trying to get my attention. Warnings, and it's like, okay, I need to leave the grocery store. I've had days where I've had to really cut it short or just not go in. But I'll pick up energy. I'll hear. I'll be asked, you need to give this message, or, hey, over there. I remember I was with somebody I was with on a motorcycle, a friend of mine, and we went probably into Iowa, which is not too far from Omaha, and countryside, and we were at a cemetery, and I was hearing messages, and I'm thinking, we need to get out of this. It was an old cemetery in the 1800s that had been there. And literally I had to say, hey, we need to get out of here. But I started hearing messages and that, hey, I'm going, no, I can't give that loved one. I don't know where they're at. And and it was surreal. And so I said, I think I need to leave. I think we need to go out of it. So I've had those experiences, but where they're in Omaha, here in Lincoln, I've literally had to go and give people messages. And sometimes it's people that are literally suicide. And so if it's anything of people being in danger, to alert them that they insist on giving this message, I will do it. There have been times I've backed off and said, hey, if you don't want me to give this to you, I will, but it's important. It's necessary, especially if it's warning. I'll be going, hey, I need to give this. And so people that have had accidents, I think I've discussed that, of somebody who just had an accident, and I needed to give it to family member / friend. They're in Omaha. Literally, I was going around asking, and I'm going, oh my God. And this person, I said, do you know somebody who had an accident? And she said, oh my God. She started crying. She said, just an hour ago. And I'm going, well, it was hit and run. And and just to let you know, it was hit and run. And I don't know if I gave her specifics, but she was visibly shaken and upset, and it made me upset. And other messages that, I can't remember if I told this one, where they're in Omaha. I literally, he worked downtown in a restaurant. He was a manager, and his son had passed. His very young son had passed, and I started just getting deluged, and I thought, I have to give this. He wants to let him know he's okay. It had been like 20 years. But I said, Winnie the Pooh was his favorite. I picked up on that he was buried with it specifically, that he had specific items that I picked up. He was an organ donor. But
Hmm.
uh, two people I said that it went to, and I was right. And but I was sobbing after that one. It really hit me hard. He was 2 years old. He died on the operating table, and that one I just about lost it. So, um, but it's a process, and we all experience it differently. I think psychics who get downloads process it differently, get it down differently, and that's unique to the person that's receiving the download. But I do, I know people, you make sure that what you're getting in, and sometimes it's just a feeling automatically it is, and you're getting it from a good source. You're not getting outside interference or other entities that are around you that may be clouding it and giving you misinformation. But there are just times you just know that it's correct, and I go with it. It's a quiet sort of understated, it's just there.
Hmm.
And it's not a nervous reaction to it. Sometimes I get a little bit, depending on if I'm responding to somebody's reaction to it or that sort of thing. But it's sometimes it's just there, and I get it, and there's a reason. And sometimes it's to give them peace and comfort. Sometimes it's to, impending danger. Um, Sometimes it's just you need to know this, or you're going to end up people that are abusing themselves that need to give help. And I also, with adage to that, if I think suicide's on the table, if I think mental health and other things, and I'm not a licensed therapist, but I will provide them with resources. I will give them numbers. I will give them specific numbers. I will also say that, you can call me, and that it's between, I do believe in client, you know, as far as protecting the client's privacy. And, but it's, it's always interesting.
How do
And it's,
you how do you protect yourself? Like that's gotta.
I literally, yes, do I carry certain things, stones? Ooh. I know that I have, and once again, I'm not very religious, but very, very spiritual. I know that I have certain spirit guides around me. I know that I have ancestors around me. I know that I have to be heavily protected because I've been threatened enough. I've had enough things happen to me, or I should be dead, or they at least want me dead, certain people. And I mean that literally, that they're not wanting me, especially when it comes to corruption and the other things but it's a multitude of things that I'm processing here, from the human trafficking, drug trade, arms trade, organ trafficking, the pedophile rings, all of that, to
Hmm.
literally good things. Sometimes I once picked up that somebody was going to get married, and by God, 2 weeks later, he proposed to her. And then she ran into me in Omaha. She's going, guess what? You're right. And then the guy said, thanks for that pressure on me. But that's the lighter side. But
In my dealings with energy and understanding it, and that's what I believe much of this is. The energy of those on the other side, energy around us. That
right.
sometimes you got to protect yourself from what's
Yes.
out there. How do you do this? Especially something negative comes up in a reading.
I say little prayers. I have little prayers that I say. I do sage. I use Palo Santo. I do a variety of things before I'm giving a reading, and cleanse the space, my energy. I use frequencies. But I also connect. I meditate. And I make sure that the space is cleared around me and then I'm cleared. And I'm constantly doing that. I'm constantly getting, and it's not, people think that if you're being psychically attacked, it's because you're, you know, for the most part, and given what I do, I'm on the upright. I'm not doing anything dark. I'm not doing anything,
Hmm.
but light always attracts dark is what I say. When you're here to do good things and you're here to definitely serve people, you're going to get attacked from the seen and unseen energy forces, both of them. And me, it's pretty constant, but a variety of things, sage, meditation. I do say prayers. I do connect with the other side. I also make sure that sometimes I ask if it's okay if I go places because I know I've been threatened. I've had all sorts of to the weird to quite dangerous. Like I said, my life is, I've been threatened literally and then also spiritually many times. Um, but I use those things in daily, and it's a daily habit that I clear myself, that I meditate, that I use um, sage, I cleanse my space, all of those things, and I do them on a daily basis.
What do you say for the rest of us that think that we might get some kind of message, signal, feeling? I think we said before that you feel that we all have some level of intuition. Um,
Yes,
what would you say to people that wonder about that?
that I'm sorry, repeat the question here. My
That
cat was trying
that
to get my
those of
attention.
us that wonder about our intuition, whether it's real or we're getting a sign, a signal, a feeling.
I would say trust the intuition, and that's what also I'm here to do is say we all have a level of intuition that we need to tap into that we've been taught to ignore, and taught to ignore those gut feelings that we get, those feelings, and don't ignore it. Trust it.
Mm,
Trust your intuition. And we're taught not to. And once again, that's intentionally. That is intentionally. And if you don't have people around you that make you question that, it's intentional. But to trust it, and sometimes it's a quiet understanding. It comes in quietly, and it's just there.
mm.
And it's not a nervousness. It's just there. But trust it. Trust in yourself. And there are ways, exercises, mantras, and there's different things for different people, and that includes psychics of what they use to protect themselves, to make sure the downloads that they're getting are correct. And but there's many ways. And like right now, I'm getting a download. I'm not kidding you. I feel the energy around me.
What's
Um,
it? Can you reveal it or just give us a topic of what it might be around?
the energy I'm getting right now,
Yeah,
it's
download.
just giving me confirmation that they're here, that they're protecting me and guiding me, and that I'm here to do. I think there are certain things people are here to do that are big missions, and I think I am possibly one of those. Like I said, I've gone after human trafficking and organ trafficking, and or what we call double missions that are really here to do certain things. And we all have callings in our life. We all have a purpose, and uniquely divine and guided. And it's just trusting that process and trusting what we get in, and not selling ourselves short.
Have there been
And
times where you you almost didn't believe what you were getting? Like you a
uh,
download? Yeah.
yeah, there are times that I'm going, what the, what the hell is this? Really?
Mm,
Yes. And when I'm having to go and, yeah, make a few phone calls, and, when I get in the really specific information, I'm going, holy shit. have to go give this. Yeah, of course there is. Or specific information when I'm getting it off of people, I'm going, why am I getting that in? And then either what will happen is I'll get confirmation later, or they'll have an aha moment. And then I'll think, well, yeah, that's pertinent. Yeah, that's right. But it does, it is a process, and it's about, you build on those gifts and they come out as you go along with the process. And as we get older, all individuals, it's about learning and feeling comfortable with oneself and feeling, going within, which we talked about last time, getting the validation within instead of externally.
I don't know how
Trust
you
me.
do what you do. Like you must hear stuff all the time. And
There are times, and sometimes I have to learn how to shut it down. I have to quiet my energy, and music that I film, that one of these times you're going to have to tap on when I do live, uh, is one of my ways of not only channeling who I am, but more positive. And for the most part, most music is positive and uplifting, and it connects everyone together. It's one few things in this world that really has a capacity to connect all people on all levels.
hmm.
And sometimes that helps channel some of that and quiet some of the
Are you
chatter.
saying that music does that for you?
Oh yes, absolutely. And
Hmm.
but I also know it's it's just a certain level of joy and spontaneity and healing. And I don't know a single person that they think of a song and it has a healing capacity, can bring up joy, sadness sometimes, but a lot of times joy.
It
A
is
lot of
pretty amazing that the music can do that, where you could um, put a song on, takes you back to your childhood. Put another
Yep,
song on, can pump you up for the gym. Put another song on, yeah, I just want to feel. It's okay to feel sad sometimes. I don't put that song on.
yep,
Or I find myself more and more lately listening to songs that I've heard a million times, but actually digging into the lyrics and really trying to interpret what the song is
hmm,
about. Because whether you understand every word, there's a reason it's resonating with you.
yes,
You
and
might not know why.
that's also how I get downloads. Speaking of that, and that's true for a lot of people, is that they hear a song, and that's sometimes spirit or the
Yeah.
universe way of getting your attention, saying, "This is what I'm talking about," but on a spiritual level. Or you have a ancestor or a spirit guide sending you some info, and I get that a lot. And but also it's comfort. But I feel the most joy when I'm out and about filming. Last night I was at a concert series, and there's a lot of that going on here as well elsewhere. But it just really, it's uplifting. It's a pure sense of joy when you see younger ones, older ones dancing, having a good time, and that's in its true essence and true
Mm.
authenticity of joy.
Well, I do. I love the same thing. I'm going to see live music tonight. Might be in the plans for tomorrow. Might even be Sunday. Um, there's a
Yes,
special energy when you have a lot of people in one room or venue all experiencing music at the same time. There's
right.
just something going on there. I haven't figured it
Yes,
out, but for me,
yes,
it's almost addictive. Like it just draws you in, and you could just
yes,
be sitting there feeling it, enjoying the
yep,
music. Um,
yep. And
we
then you can relate, and everybody in it crosses all racial, gender,
Yeah.
ethnicity. You can connect, and
Yeah, because we're
to
all
me,
doing it at the same
that to
time.
me that's the whole point.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the whole point,
How do
purpose.
how do we find you, Stacy? If somebody has a question, maybe a comment or wants to do a reading, what's the best way to find you?
Well, Stacy, the psychicmedium.com, and that's my email address. And you can reach me on Facebook and Instagram. you can connect with me
Very cool.
pretty much better.
Thank,
Okay.
thank you for the insight. Protect your energy.
You as well. You as well. You have a great day.
You too. I'm so overdue for a saging and also a Palo Santo. I'm not even kidding. I do it here. I use spray. I light it. All of it. All right. We'll catch up soon. Thanks again.
Thank you so much. I'm truly grateful.
This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.